we've got a massive Kristaps Porzingis injury update as he could possibly be coming back in this Cleveland Cavaliers series, and a source is saying that you should expect to not be surprised if he does. We'll be diving in, looking at how that will impact the Boston Celtics, and is that the smart decision for this team? Plus, Grant Williams, a former Boston Celtics, was disappointed in not getting a tribute video. We'll be diving into all of that and more on this episode of Celtics Digest. I'm Bruce Veliz, but before we dive in on all this Boston Celtics news, I'd like to let you know that 66% of our viewers are not subscribed. So we'd greatly appreciate if you guys hit that subscribe button as we try to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the playoffs. And like I mentioned, we're going to have a radio call-in live stream tonight at 6 p.m. diving in, going over our thoughts versus the Cavaliers. You guys can give your thoughts as well. Come join us for that. And tomorrow, for the live watch along, myself, Isaac, and Brandon Slater will be here breaking down this game. Hope to catch you guys all there for that one. Without further ado, let's dive into the topic at hand. Make sure to grab a snack as it's going to be a jam-packed episode. And like we mentioned in the introduction, Kristaps Porzingis could be back for the Boston Celtics, and we got a report here from a guy in Jay Crawford, former host of ESPN's First Take and now on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. Says he spoke to a source yesterday that is very close to the Boston Celtics and says that there's not to be surprised if Kristaps Porzingis comes back against Cleveland, which is absolutely huge for the Boston Celtics. Now, if you guys missed our last video, we broke down a major Kristaps Porzingis injury update going over what he had to say. And what he had to say was that he's trying to get back. He does not want to re-aggravate it, but it did not seem as worse coming off the MRI as they had speculated. And he is working in the gym, kind of working through practice, and has taken some bigger leaps throughout the last week. But as we all know, he got injured last Tuesday, so it's already been less than a week, and we're already hearing reports that he could be back by the end of this series, which is huge for the Boston Celtics, especially with how this Cleveland Cavaliers team is built. As we guys know, they obviously have Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen, and Jarrett Allen has had a bit of injuries as well. And if we want to look, obviously Kristaps Porzingis has had that solar strain that he's been dealing with, but if we want to look at what Jarrett Allen's been dealing with, we can look at this from ESPN Cleveland. Looking at the big issue from what I'm told from Brian Windhorst is the discomfort and limitations when raising his arm. Talking about Jarrett Allen's injury as he suffered a rib injury in Game 5 as he played only in the first 4 games versus the Orlando Magic, which he did solid in them, 21-9, 15-8, 16-20, 16-18. Obviously a fantastic rebounder. And with the Celtics, controlling those rebounds and holding the Miami Heat in the limitations with Bam Adebayo and Haywood Highsmith and Kevin Love. They did a fantastic job versus that. But going up against Evan Mobley and going up against Jarrett Allen without Kristaps Porzingis, with Luke Kornet, and with Al Horford and Xavier Tillman, it will definitely be a tough task to ask for. So having Kristaps Porzingis back for that would absolutely be huge. Now, obviously, we don't know if Jarrett Allen's going to be coming back. He did not play in Game 7. And as we could see, there's a lot of limitations with him raising his arm, with him getting his stuff ready. So as we kind of dive in and kind of break that down, that could be good for the Boston Celtics. Not having that center, just trusting in Evan Mobley. Evan Mobley hasn't been the greatest this playoff stretch versus the Orlando Magic, so that could be huge, having just a guy like Al Horford just on him, but with the veteran playoff experience. But ultimately, in my opinion, if we get to see Kristaps Porzingis back, like Jay Crawford said, I think that would be huge. Now, obviously, like we mentioned on here, I do not want to rush Kristaps Porzingis back. We do not want to see him be here and re-aggravate this injury, and then it hurt us for the Eastern Conference Finals, or possibly even the NBA Finals if we do make that far. If we have to go up against a team like Denver or Minnesota, or possibly even a team like Oklahoma City, we desperately need Kristaps Porzingis for a series like that to handle with their big men, to handle their length ability. We're going to need a guy in Kristaps. So my honest opinion, I would love for him to rest for the Eastern Conference Finals, but if he is healthy, if he's ready to go, and he can come back in Game 4, Game 5, and be an impactful piece, I say the Boston Celtics should do it. Bring him on out and have him be ready to go. Ultimately, though, we want him to be healthy. We did this in the offseason. We did not let him play in the FIBA World Cup to make sure he rested his foot. So if that's the case for the playoffs, I'm sure we're taking the same protocols, the same standards. So if you see Kristaps Porzingis on that court, guarantee he's 100% ready to go and has been 100% ready to go for a couple days. I do think that we should rest him for the rest of the series, but if we do see him in Game 4, in Game 5, because he's fully healthy, that will be very exciting. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below in the comment section. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that Kristaps Porzingis will come back in this series, or do you think the Celtics will rest him for the Eastern Conference Finals? And the next topic at hand today that we're going to be breaking down is Grant Williams being sad. And yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. Former Celtic forward Grant Williams was disappointed that he got no tribute video when coming back to Boston. And honestly, I was kind of perplexed as well. Grant Williams has been a big figure for the Boston Celtics for the 4 years that he was here, with the community, with the team, having great bonds with Jayson Tatum and Marcus Smart and Jaylen Brown. So I was kind of confused that he did not get it, and he was as well. If we want to dive in and look at this article here from Mass Live, for Grant Williams, that ended up being a thank you type of moment when the Hornets played the Celtics in Boston on April 1st. It was the first time he was back at the Garden, so the Celtics gave him his moment. And it just didn't come with a tribute video, though, which Williams said he was surprised about on the Cedric Maxwell podcast. Now, if we want to keep diving in, he says, was I a little disappointed? Yes, said Williams, just because I felt like there were some great years in the 4 years that I was there. I was a kid that got drafted there. I was a kid that grew up there, and I was hopefully able to go through a lot of things that helped them to get to the point where they are now. The team did give former Marcus Smart a tribute video when the Grizzlies Garden was in town, but former C's big man Robert Williams asked for the team to skip the tribute video. So when the Blazers were in town, Robert Williams, Malcolm Brogdon, and Dalano Banton were all grouped together with a team to thank them for their contributions. And then if we want to keep looking in, I think it's because when Rob told them they just wanted a salute or a thank you, like something like that, Williams said, they gave Smart the video, and I got to respect it. Smart was there for 8 years and had a true impact on the city and the organization and everything else. As much as I was involved in the community and loved Boston and the organization, I would think they were trying to be consistent to what they did prior. So he understands that obviously with Marcus Smart coming into Boston, being, drafted in the first round, 6th pick overall in 2013, coming here, being that impactful piece for the Boston Celtics, being that key contributor for this squad, he obviously was fantastic. And I said 2013, I meant 2016, excuse me. That was a bad mess up right there. But ultimately, yes, having him there, having him be here was fantastic. Then obviously you look at a guy in Robert Williams who was another big piece. He didn't want the tribute video, so kind of going with that. Yeah, it makes sense. Now, Grant was big in the community. Was he, viewed by some fans happily? Yes. Were some fans definitely discouraged with him? Sure. Were some fans be like, why is Grant Williams getting a tribute video? Yeah, but in my honest opinion, I think that if you come back, if you're a stable part of this team, as long as you're not like an end-of-the-role player, as long as you play playoff quality minutes, Grant Williams helped us out winning Game 7 versus Milwaukee, hitting a lot of threes that time in Game 7. That's what I'm saying. You have to have a guy like that get honored for those moments. I ultimately thought he should have gotten a little bit of a video. Same thing for Robert Williams. But like you mentioned, if Robert Williams didn't ask for it, maybe they felt like Grant Williams didn't deserve it or didn't want to ask for it either, so they didn't bother giving it to him. Do you guys think that Grant Williams deserved a video? I think that he definitely deserved a video. I think most people definitely do if they help and contribute, and he definitely helped and contributed for this team. So drop down your thoughts down below. And before we head out, as you guys know, we got to get to the comment of the day, which, again, like I mentioned, if you want to be featured for the comment of the day, drop down your thoughts down below, and you could be the lucky person selected for the video. But for today's video, we got Senor Wavy, who said, let's not do a Joel Embiid and rush him back, talking about Kristaps Porzingis. Him being in the best shape is best for us. We have enough talent to hold out we have enough talent on our own until he comes back healthy. And I couldn't agree more with Senor Wavy and my points that I made earlier in the video. I obviously talked about how we don't want to rush him back, but if he is healthy, if he is going to be able to come back in this series for Game 4, for Game 5, possibly even, Game 3, if we do get to see him in this series, he better be 100% ready to go and be 100% to go a couple days prior. We saw that with some injury precautions with Porzingis throughout the regular season, and we'd love to see it throughout the playoffs. But again, let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Or do you guys think Kristaps Porzingis will be back by the end of this second round series, or do you think they'll hold him out for the Eastern Conference Finals? ultimately, we'll have to wait and see what the Celtics do. And with more and more news and more announcements revolving around this team and with this playoffs in round 2 starting soon, starting tomorrow, we'll have all the content to break it down for you guys. So if you guys enjoyed the content, hit the other videos at the top and enjoy them. Hit that subscribe button. And again, we'll have a live radio call-in stream tonight at 6 p.m. And we're going to have a live watch-along alongside my co-host Isaac and Brandon Slater from the Maine Celtics tomorrow, Tuesday at 7 p.m. We hope to catch you all there. Hope to have a great rest of your day, Boston Celtics fans. And if you come into the live stream, hope to catch you all there tonight. Without further ado, I'm Bruce Veliz. Let's go, Boston Celtics, and see you guys in the next video. Peace out, everybody.